Tory Lanez is being shadow banned from Apple Music again. And if you just heard that and thought to yourself, Bobby, how can someone get shadow banned on a music streaming platform? Aren't shadow bans just for TikTok and Instagram? No. In 2020, shadow bans extend to music streaming platforms. And this has happened before. And in fact, I've covered this in the past. This happened to Tory Lanez and it's also happened to Tekashi 69, and it's happening to Tory Lanez again. So here's what a shadow ban on a music streaming service looks like. An artist, usually someone who is controversial, uploads their album to Spotify or Apple Music. And what happens is when you go to search for the album appears lower in search than what it would have been in the past before said artist was controversial. Shadow bans on Apple Music also mean that Apple Music or Spotify refuse to place you in the new music section and refuse to playlist you in whatever genre of music you are. So for example, hip hop playlist for Tory Lanez. Now, this is actually a huge deal for a couple of reasons, and not even getting into the ethical reason. You know, if you are a new hip hop artist and you're not featured on new music, you're not going to get streams. So people are messing with your money and they're messing with your listens, they're messing with your downloads. The new music playlist is how most people know you have a new album out, besides the obvious social media channels of Twitter and Instagram, which if you're shadow banned on Apple Music, there's probably a good chance you're shadow banned there too. So it's going to be a good video. We're going to talk about what shadow banning really means for the music industry. We're going to talk about the trend, how Tory Lanez got his music censored on a music streaming platform in the first place. And we're going to talk about, is this the future of music? Censoring and shadow banning controversial artists on Apple Music and Spotify. Is this the future? We're going to talk about that all and more. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to Shadowban with Bobby. This is the YouTube channel where we talk about everything social media censorship, shadow bans, social media news, and things of that nature. And believe it or not, there's a new video for me to make every single day. So if you want to keep up with the latest in social media censorship and just social media updates and news in general, please smash that subscribe button and please smash that like button for two reasons. One, we're a new channel and it really helps us out within the algorithm. And two, you know, we could be shadow banned by YouTube any day. I'm even considering censoring the word shadow ban on this platform, believe it or not, so I don't get shadow banned. So please like so you can see these videos in the future. Here's what's happening. A couple of days ago, Tory Lanez put out his new album, Loner, and it was not featured in any of Apple Music's new music playlists, and it was kind of hidden on search for a little. So for example, we're here in Apple Music, and if we go down to new music, we can scroll through and you're going to see that this album is not featured here at all. It also has no features on some of the really popular Apple Music playlists like the top 100s, the top 200s, a Rap Life, all of the playlists. He's not featured in any of them. Now, I could extend this to you. If you choose to not feature an artist's music on playlists, that's completely fine. I think that playlists are subjective. Obviously, playlist means somebody is curating music for you to hear. And if you're leaving off an artist's music because it simply isn't good, that's fine. But that's not what's happening here. Apple Music is decisively hiding Tory Lanez's music from you. They don't want you to find it. They're punishing him. They're trying to banish him from the platform as much as they can. Now, they're holding off his music from these playlists because he is a controversial figure. So let's go down to new music and let's see that some of the people, if Tory Lanez, who is a huge artist, if Tory Lanez is not featured on the new music section, let's see some of the people who maybe they think are more important than him. Maybe Apple Music saying he's a huge album, but he's not huger than Taylor Swift's, whose album came out a month ago. We have a Chance the Rapper mixtape. We have various art. We have soundtracks to movies. We have Banda. We have, you know, a Diplo collaboration album. We have artists that you've probably never heard of, Hans Zimmer, Netflix soundtracks. You're telling me that Tory Lanez's album is less popular than all of these, and that's why he's not featured on new music? Well, of course, what's happening is he's not being featured because he's controversial. What's happening? Why does Apple Music feel that Tory Lanez is so controversial? What did he do that was so bad that could cause Apple Music to hide his music, to take him off the new music playlist, to not playlist his music at all, to hide his music in the search? What could he have possibly done? Well, allegedly, Tory Lanez, and I'm not going to go too deep in this because I have covered this in the past. I'm just going to read you the first thing that comes up on Google. In October 2020, Lanez was officially charged with felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, personal use of a firearm, and carry a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. He also faces an allegation that he personally inflicted great bodily harm injury to a gun to other fellow artist Meg Thee Stallion. So that's what he did. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Bobby, hip-hop artist, gun charges, that's nothing new. Why Tory Lanez? Well, the reason that Tory Lanez is being shadow banned from Apple Music is because he shot, allegedly, a beloved music figure, someone who is friends with Apple Music executives and someone who is beloved in the music industry. And when it comes down to these playlists are curated by high-ups. So, for example, Ebro curates the Rap Life playlist, and Ebro is a huge music head figure. He curates the playlist, and he is quoted saying this on Tory Lanez. Man shot a woman. She was armed. She was not getting out of the car. She says, I was the victim, and it was the victim intended to harm me. Why are y'all acting like we should consider anything other than facts? He's essentially come out and said, I don't support Tory Lanez, and it's had direct correlation to him being pulled from Apple Music. Now, this video is not me arguing for what Tory Lanez did or didn't do. I'm here to talk about this new punishment, something that is unheard of, something we haven't really seen a lot of, which is, should we take a music artist who has a shady past and use his past actions or things that he's done outside of music to affect his ranking or the way that people discover his music? Now, the obvious answer to me is no. Of course, music is rooted in trauma, is rooted in things that aren't traditionally acceptable outside of music. You have artists that have felony charges. You have hip hop artists that have murdered people. You have rock artists with huge drug addictions in the past. And generally, it's been accepted because these things make people's music. It's what makes music. Music is subjective. And I think it's been the consensus that to make good music, it isn't always the case. But if you have a deeper history, it bleeds through to the music. And for the most part, it's been overlooked. And now we're starting to see artists get the same treatments that YouTubers and Instagrammers have. For example, earlier in the year, the Nelk Boys, who are a popular YouTube channel, they did something off camera. So they went to a party during COVID, and YouTube took direct action on a video that they made, even though the action that they took was completely outside of the platform. And so now we're seeing Apple Music and Spotify react the same way. We're seeing Apple Music take a stance of, if you do something that's unacceptable or rubs people, executives the wrong way, there will be direct repercussions. We will not playlist your music. We will hide it. We will not feature it in new music. And we will make it harder to find than if you were a crystal clear or a squeaky clean artist. And it's even a bit more complicated because Apple Music and Spotify are saying things, you can do fucked up shit. Just don't rub us the wrong way. We don't care if you're Dr. Dre and you uppercut a woman. We don't care if you've killed anybody. We don't care if you got rape charges like Kodak Black, as long as you don't rub us the wrong way. So you let me know in the comments below if you think that Apple Music and Spotify are taking a step back, censoring artists for their past behaviors or things that they've done that have rubbed executives in the wrong way. In my opinion, I hate to see music trending towards social media censorship. Imagine music being banned because of an artist's past. And now the only music we get to listen to is Taylor Swift, Elton John, and other squeaky clean artists. Imagine a world where 10 years ago an artist made a mistake and all of a sudden you can't find his music anymore because opinions he had in the past, where music can be erased from past actions. Imagine listening to the Beatles your whole life and then it turns out one of them was a serial killer and next thing you know, all of their music's taken off all the favorite streaming platforms. I don't know. I don't like where it's headed. It seems to be a tricky situation. And honestly, I think it's only going to get worse. I think that 2021 is going to be the year where Spotify or Apple Music completely deplatform an artist for actions they took outside of the platform. And then they have to revise their terms and conditions to update it to say something like, if you do something outside of the platform that doesn't fall in line with our vision, your music will not be featured or uploaded. I don't like where it's headed. You let me know in the comments below. Please like if you found this information interesting. Nobody is talking about this. No one is talking about censorship in music. No one is talking about where this could lead to, and no one's having an open discussion. So please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.